Alright. So, yeah, what's up, guys? Dubzy here. And what I'm gonna be doing is basically what I explained in the video I uploaded yesterday, which is I'm going to start doing tutorials. And in this tutorial, it's going to be motion tracking, and I'm gonna take my time, like probably like a couple weeks. There's gonna be several tutorials on just motion tracking and your different scenarios that you can have in motion tracking. And yeah, I'm just gonna explain stuff. So yeah, let's get started. Basically, it's better if you record because you know where you wanna. You have you can customize more of like where you want your track, and all this stuff, and like where you know what I mean. Just like exactly what you want in your track. So yeah, we're gonna start off with like a basic spot, I guess, just for this tutorial. We'll have more advanced, like on walls and like going around corners like that, you know. So this spot's nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change my sensitivity to low. In that case, like I, push my analog stick all the way to the left or right, whatever, and it doesn't spin fast, and I have, more control over it. So what we're gonna do, our text is gonna be where those white lines are in this area. So what I'm gonna do is just go like that, just like not like really slow, but just not like fast, like average speed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click record, and any name, and we're just going to record that right there, just like that. And yeah, just that simple, 7 seconds long. That's all we need. But yeah, so what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna see how long I could go with this tutorial. Probably make it. I don't know how long I'll make it, but yeah. Uh, just delete that, and I can't delete it. All right, cool. Um, yeah, don't worry about that. Kind of messed up on another talking, whatever. So this is like my third time doing it. Phone just vibrated, but that doesn't matter. What we're gonna do is go in Vegas right now, and you go to File, Import, and basically if you recorded it, just go to wherever your videos are outputted to. There it is. Just drag it down here, and now what we're gonna do is right click and click Properties, and then there's these options. Even if you're not an editor, but if you send clips out to editors, or whatever, you always know you have to do this. You uncheck maintain aspect ratio and click disable resample, and then click OK. And then as you can see, we have like the menu, the buttons right there, the score thing. So what we're gonna do to get rid of that is we're gonna click the pan and crop button, which is right here. And now you have this like thing, and you have these like lines, and basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna drag these in like that until it's just enough where like the spectating is gone. As you can see there, everything's gone. So then it's just the cinematic, I guess. This is how you record. This is how you render cinematics, I guess you could say. So once you have like a nice spot, what you do to save it, so you don't have to do this every single time, you just like go right here and type whatever you want, and then just click save. But I already have a preset, and it's titled cinematic, so it goes every time I want it. It just goes there. So yeah, and now what you're gonna do is just double click here, and then I guess you can look through it and look exactly where your clip starts, so you don't have like excess frames. See, like mine starts like about like right here. Starts like right here, so I can cut that out so I have less stuff to render. Um, yeah, so next, if you click File, Properties, You can see like here I have frame rate 59.94, and that's basically how all your clips should be. But in motion tracking like tutorials that I've seen, people have changed this down to like 30, like 25, like that's not necessary. Basically, all you need to do is keep the same frame rate throughout every single program that you're going to be using, which is Boju and Cinema 4D. So I'm just going to keep mine at 59.94. Like every clip should be like that's how you should record from a PVR and whatever. So and I'll have a download link to this cinematic in case people don't record and you need a cinematic. So um, click OK, and then now what you're going to do is you're going to click File, Render As, and you have like save as, type. There you have like a bunch of these options, like you know just all these options. But what Boju reads is like there's a lot of ways you can import them to Boju, but the best way is through image sequences, and you can just see save as type image sequence, and then you have your type of image, JPEG, PNG, all this stuff. The one I use is JPEG. um, Next, you're gonna create a new folder, and you're gonna title these. I'm gonna title the sequence tutorial. Oh, I spelled that wrong. Tutorial. Okay. Um, just double click it, open it, and then you don't need to title anything, but basically you need a folder because it's gonna create like it depends on how big. Like if your cinematic's like 20 seconds long, um, then it's gonna create a bunch of pictures. But if your cinematics like mine is like I don't know like 5 seconds long, it's not gonna really create a bunch of pictures, but it'll create around 300, 400 frames or pictures. So you want a folder, or else everything will be in your desktop. So yeah, I'll just let this finish up rendering, and then I'll see you guys back in Boju. Alright, so what's up guys? We're back. And where we last left off, we're rendering and we rendered our cinematic in Vegas. Uh, so yeah, we rendered as image sequence. So now this is where we're gonna use it. This is Boju, in case you didn't know. And so yeah, you go to import sequence, and you're gonna drop down this little arrow. Basically, just try to find where you had your sequence. That's all I can say. I saved mine to desktop, and I named it sequence tutorial, as you guys remember. So in here you have all these pictures. Remember, you're gonna click the first one, 000, whatever. Yeah, click open, and then here on frame rate, remember how I was talking about like people have it on 30, whatever. Remember how ours was on 59.94, and so what you're gonna do is you're gonna click frame rate 59.94, and you're gonna click apply. But if you notice right here, once you click apply, it changes the frame rate to back to 25. So when I first started motion tracking, I didn't really notice this, and this was the reason why my tracks never came out good, was because of this. So you want to make sure you go back here and change it to 59.94, and then click apply again, and then click close, and then now it's 59.94. So yeah, now next thing you're gonna do is gonna click track features. Now I'm gonna go over to advanced, and basically you have the sensitivity here, and as you can see, the lower the sensitivity is, the less like points you can see there is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move over one more. It's defaulted to like right here in the middle. I'm gonna move over one more just because I want more points. I want my track to be accurate. So all frames and click start. This kind of takes a while, so I'll be back. Alright, and we're back. So I finished tracking features, and the next thing excuse me, next thing we have to do is camera solve. So basically what we're going to do is when it says camera solve, it's just gonna find all the points and track everything on the map. All yeah. So what you want to do is click optimize camera path smoothness. I don't really know what this does, but if I figure it out, I'll let you guys know. So click start. I don't really think this takes too long. Our track's pretty small, so it doesn't really take long. Yeah, so it's done. As you can see, we have all these points and they're motion tracked. Now we're just going to tell the program where the floor is for our motion tracking. So you want to go about in the middle right here. It doesn't really matter where you are, really. But the next thing we have to do is click scene geometry. Now this is what we're going to do is we're going to pick the points, these points, and it's gonna tell Boju where the floor is, and yeah. So what you want to do is you want to click add coordinate from hint, and alright, so here we have type. You're gonna drop down this thing and you're gonna click, I always start off with z-axis. There's x, y, and z. Z-axis, if you guys don't know, it's the depth. So it's like in and out, so it'd be running like that. Yeah, so what you want to do is now you want to basically pick the points. So you can, well, the further away the points are, the better that your track will be. So I'm just gonna pick that point right there, and I'm gonna go like straight back because that's depth, and just hold control to pick multiple points. You want to pick around like 2 points per thing. So you click connect to selected, and then click add coordinate from hint again. Now we're gonna pick the x-axis. If you guys know your geometry, x-axis is from left to right. So now we're gonna pick points from left to right. I'm gonna pick about that one right there, and you want to like line them up. Make sure the points that you're picking are straight across. That seems about good. So click connect to selected again. Add coordinate from hint, and basically we're gonna pick the origin. The origin is basically the middle of your track of your cinematic. So say about there. And that's only one. Click connect to selected. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna click update coordinate frame like a couple times, and then now down here there's add test object. As you can see, the ladybug is, you can close that, you can close this, is perfectly in the middle of where we want our text to be, and if you move this around, it's tracked perfectly. So yeah, what we're gonna do now, you can delete that, and if you look in 3D right here and hold shift to move around, you can see this red line right here is basically where our camera is running along, and you can see right there it is perfectly tracked. And click back 2D. Basically now what we're gonna do is we're gonna tell, if you export this to Cinema 4D, you're gonna have all these points. All these points are gonna be there, and it can get confusing as hell. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna flag a point for export. Basically, you just pick a point. Say you want your text. We're gonna have our text like about like right here. So I've picked a point right here. You're gonna right click on top of the point and click flag for export, and then you're gonna go back and rename. I'll just rename it and name it flag 1. Flag 1. Click OK. Now that's flag 1. So I'll show you later in Cinema 4D. You'll see why I did this. So yeah. This, I don't know, this is kind of lengthy. Sorry about that, but next tutorial, part 2, basically we're going to be working in Cinema 4D and all that stuff. So yeah, I'll probably, part 2 will continue from here as well. So yeah.